All right. I think we are good. Hey, why, hey. Let me load a couple things here. All right. Thanks for tuning in on this later than usual start. I think I had really a bad connection because I was downloading High Sierra because my OBS was basically saying was flashing red, and the dropout for the frames was like 98%. Right now it's 0% and it's green, and it looks pretty good so far. Okay, let me load up some of these other side things I usually run along with the program so I can see. So is Romeo in the house? Are you here? Make yourself known if you are. Hello, everybody. Hello, Kirihiko. It is, what, 11:30, 11:20? Hi from France. Hope Last Witch, hey. Crispy Egg Rolls here. Ren Elephant, hello. I want to thank my mods because I always do at the end, and sometimes I forget. I want to thank Kate and Renee, or Ren Elephant, Kirihiko, and Ren Elephant for being mods. What they do is invaluable. Frederick from Avignon. I've been to Avignon, very nice city. Fine. Castel. What is it? Novo? No. No Castel. Some wine. Chateauneuf de Pape. I have no coloring skills. All right. We still don't have a grifter mask yet. I think that's coming up imminently. Oh, no, I take that back. Carlton Gansk. He's sporting that grifter mask. But that grifter's tiny. It's weird. The stray icon is much larger. Hi from the Philippines. Hello from London. Wow, we got people from all around the world. Piddle83, who lives in the Netherlands, went to Brussels for a signing for Enrico Marini. Awesome. Really fantastic guy. First issue came out great. Hi from Marseille. Love it. I might go visit Marseille this summer. Avignon. A bunch of members of my family are really into French and French culture. Got Lorain, Ohio represented. Vegas. Peculiar, Missouri. Love it. I grew up in St. Louis. I'm doing good. I'm just saying hello to everybody. All right. This doesn't cut into drawing time. Anyway, I'm going to do a plug first. Very excited to share these books with you. This is the Batman Hush 15th Anniversary Collection. And it's weird. There we go. I was going to just say... I can't connect to my own stream, so I can't see if that's in position or not. Oh, wait, actually, I can. Hold on. Go to OBS. So this one, I think, is it's for the Saturday only, I think after Black Friday or something like that, for small shops. So that's a black and white version of it, which I actually prefer. I mean, no offense to Alex Sinclair, who colored it. Love that too, but I just like the idea of a black and white cover. It's rare that you see that these days. And that's the beautifully colored one by Alex Sinclair. Just going to open this up. This is our deluxe size format, which means it's a little larger than normal comic book size, but obviously smaller than Absolute. And I really just focused on, I know there are a ton of villains in the book, but given the proposal, the engagement between Batman and Catwoman, I thought it was kind of appropriate. And actually, if you really think about it, there is very much this Batman Catwoman romance through the story, and so I kind of wanted to make it the star of the cover, and obviously she's putting her finger to his lips, motioning, "Hush," who's the villain in the book. So it looks pretty good. Looks like how I drew it 12 years ago. Yeah, it's got all the annotation. I think it has all the contents of the Absolute Edition. So it's got all the sketches and stuff in the back, the annotations and whatnot. Anyway, so that's that, and then you can pick up this one at for the Small Business Saturdays. Although I don't know, that's for local comic shop day. I don't know if they just get one copy each and sell it, or if they get multiple copies. I don't know, but this black one is awesome too. Mark Chiarella's group put this the fancy packaging together. So anyway, a little late start today. Had a business lunch I had to run off to, but luckily it's still not too late. I wonder if people prefer this time to earlier. If so, let me know. How much is it? How much is it? I don't know. I take it for granted. They just hand them to me. It is $49.99. That's a lot. And $65.99 if you live in Canada. Okay. So got that out of the way. People like the time. No, it's too late. Gives me time to sleep in. This time is better. The only thing is usually in the afternoons I usually have stuff planned. That's the only thing. What I liked about doing it at 10 in the morning was, I got it done and out of the way, and we move on with our lives. I don't know. It's too bright. I need some light. There we go. All right, so I'm going to start off by doing a very quick. If any of you guys tune into our gaming sessions, on occasion, the people streaming, whether they're my daughters or sons, they will announce kind of an impromptu sketch alert, giveaway alert, and they do it based on kind of like what they're streaming about, whether it's Overwatch or Sims 4. So in this recent case, Brittany has been doing a Sims 4. She's been running a Sims 4 game and kind of recreating Gotham City, the Wayne's Penguin's lair. And so I had her choose somebody to come up with an example. Or no, maybe she got to choose it. But she basically chose the Joker. And she had created the Joker using the Sims 4 character modeler. And I'm going to pull it up right here. And so I'm going to start and do that sketch first. Hopefully I don't get any weird text while I show you this. All right, so that's kind of what she had created. So that's what I'm going to start with. Anything new for the anniversary Hush over Absolute? No. So after I do this piece of the Joker, we will give it away. All right, so you know what would be good? I'm going to get some tape because I'm having issues sometimes drawing and splattering and trying to hold it all together. So be right back. It's very close. Okay, we're back. All right. So I've got some artist tape here. That's weird. I'm going to basically tape this up here so it's within the frame. Oh, it's trying to autofocus again. I wish I could make these settings permanent, but every time I restart, I have to go back in. Thank you, KP222, for subscribing. Excuse me. Okay. Thank you, Janella, for the 100 cheer. For whatever reason, my leaderboard. Okay, here we go. Leaderboard. It's working. I set it to weekly. Excuse me. So the weekly top toaster is Joannella. One of those two. So you're gonna get to pick the character after I do this one. This one is gonna be this Joker. Well, I'll figure out how many sketches I do, and then based on kind of the quality and how many I get done, we'll figure out which ones are given away for every group. So what we have here is the Joker. I don't have. I used to be able to hear alerts. Okay. Turn that off. Have I played Destiny? No, but my two sons and their friend are playing Destiny in the other room, the gaming room. They're up to like level set. I think Lucas is up to 17. The other boys are up to like 12, and they started last night. I mean, they've been playing hardcore, but they're having a lot of fun with it. So, and then if you saw on Twitter, I was trying to upgrade my video graphics card, and I unseated the first one. I didn't see the latch because it's gigantic. You can't see behind it. And so I was just kind of gently pulling it out, and it got stuck. And I'm like, why is it stuck? And I eventually pulled it out, and it pulled up the connector and ripped the wires off the motherboard. So that computer is a little toasted. So I'm going to have to take that in to Fry's and get that motherboard upgraded is the word I'm looking for, upgraded. So you're not going to see, and that computer also has the Elgato graphics card that allows me to kind of stream two games going on at once or two machines going at once. So we're not going to have that for a little bit. Did I ask? I asked. I don't have sound, so it's kind of a bummer. I wish there was a way I could get like alerts without streaming or watching the actual stream and hearing my echo. But is Romeo in the house? I asked if Romeo's here. I don't know if he has what his handle is. Romeo, I'll look at their stream for 1 minute and see if you're here. How often do I do art reviews? Probably like once a month. So Janello wants Shazam. All right, so Shazam. I'll definitely do a Shazam. Filthiest Casual just subscribe. I've changed video graphics cards before in my computer. I've done a lot with my computers. I don't think I've changed a video card in a long time. So, I've changed, I've swapped in memory to my Max when you could do that. All right, I don't think Romeo's here. I wanted to give him a shout out. He sent me this video graphics card. So, okay, do I pick the artist by random? No, I do it based on subscription level and when they send it to me. So 25s go first in sequential order, but in chronological order. And then once I get through those, the 10s and then the 5s. And the list isn't as long as you would think, just because I think it's actually hard for people to kind of sit down and do the submission and submit it. We got Will Bruce Art with a 5,000 bit cheer. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. So anyway, let's start drawing this Joker before I could just literally just sit here and talk, I think. Make sure I'm in the frame here. Hold on one second. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to use, I want to make sure I got the hands in here. That's kind of the cool part about it. And if I just look at the drawing mostly, I can kind of replicate what I'm seeing here. And I can put it away and kind of just draw what I want to draw. But it'll look close enough to what she had started. So, because it's kind of a hassle drawing, holding the phone. He has this very kind of 50s greaser haircut. I think he's kind of more hunched over. Yeah, definitely. If you look here, that shoulder line's up here. I'm like way off. That's an easy fix. Digital sculpting. I've seen people do it back in the days of Maya, and it looks cool. I've just never been into sculpting. I've done some clay sculpting here and there. So that's the extent of it, really. Clay sculpting was a little bit of a hassle because, the material's dry, you got to keep it wet. And you got to make sure everything looks right from every angle. And I don't know if that's just the way I build it. When I draw, I pretty much, it works for the angle that I'm drawing it in. And you can't really rely on that when you go digitally or 3D. Which I discovered when I was doing a lot of the concept work for DC Universe Online. We had to do turnarounds, 3D turnarounds, front, side, back, and a lot of times it didn't match up, where the eyes were and stuff like that. So. Okay. So this is my process for drawing a sketch based on another drawing while you're kind of looking at. Okay. All right. Let's start here. So obviously in The Sims, they're simplified versions of human beings. They're kind of cartoony. So I'm going to add a little more detail with this. Just kind of my warm-up sketch, and then we'll get to Shazam. Like I said, I'm going to just personalize it a little bit, make it a little bit more my own style. I thought you always started with the eyebrows. Yeah, you're right. Not on this one because I think I'm drawing something it's almost like I'm copying a drawing of something. I'm not drawing it from my head. So I don't really, I'm not discovering the emotional content of the character through the eyes, which is the way I kind of normally start, if that makes any sense. So it's like I'm just drawing a bicycle. Start drawing the bicycle from any part of the bicycle. Meaning I don't feel like I'm drawing a face per se. I'm trying to replicate another drawing. So, and I think that's the kind of difference between copying something or tracing something and kind of just drawing it from scratch yourself. Actually, this one I might just let Brittany give away at her next Sims 4 stream. Because people here might be like, I have no idea what you're doing and what you're drawing and what Sims 4 is. I get I don't know if I get the appeal of that game. It seems like it's like real life. Create people, got to take care of them. They get annoyed, they get bored, they need to be fed. I created a character. I continually just wanted to eat and just left a mess of like pizza boxes everywhere. I'm like, okay, I'm out. I do this all the time. Real life. Bunch of kids. So that was the end of my Sims career. Although I loved SimCity as I was younger. That was like one of the first really cool simulation type games. And I remember like Godzilla. You could somehow get Godzilla to appear. I think, right? Is that a true memory, or is this something I'm fantasizing about? Did someone already win this? Piddle83? It might be. I don't know. I'd have to recheck that stream that Brittany did. I don't. Well, You know what? Maybe they did win it. I don't know. Either way, I'll figure that out. This one's not being given away today. I'm just drawing this to kind of warm up. And you guys get Call of Duty World War II. Someone did win. Okay. All right. Yes. Whoever won, I'm pretty sure I emailed right away. I think. The best part, it's already recorded, so there's video evidence I can always. And actually, in the past, I've had to resort to that to figure out exactly who won. That was before the days where I would just immediately email the people to figure out. I think I've given away at least 15 sketches, possibly more, if that's possible. Okay. Now I'm just sort of adding kind of little bits to kind of little bits of rendering to make it look more like a comic book drawing than a copy of a 3D avatar. You know, I could have done that hair much taller, but it is what it is compared to what I'm seeing here. When we do Shazam, are we talking New 52 Shazam? Classic Shazam? Please let me know. Waiting for that realistic World War II game where you're spending 90% of your time doing nothing. Why doing nothing? Got some dissension. New 52. Mostly New 52. Classic. Well, the person that chose was Brash Attack. Brash Attack won this Joker. Brash Attack, Justin. I know Justin. Hashtag rigged. Whoops. Classic. Oh, now all the classics are coming. All right. Who's the person that won? It's it was Janella who was first. What does Janella say? Joannella. Joannella fell asleep. Joannella. Okay. I'm trying to look so I don't miss the comment from Joannella. If one of the mods could whisper me what Joannella says in terms of whether it's New 52 or Classic, let me know, and then I'll check. That way I don't have to monitor the stream. So those are the fingers. You know, the next tutorial, Well, no, the art portfolios. I was thinking another sort of subject matter I can handle is just a tutorial. I could just do things on drawing folds and costumes or clothes, hands, feet, or how to not draw feet. Probably spend more time doing that than actually drawing feet. Drawing animals, we could do that. That'd be a lot of fun. Not really, but backgrounds. How to do foreshortened thumbs like this. Gloves. Debris, powers, special effects, Kirby Crackle. I'll make a list. Those could be like an hour long. And then I'll edit all those together and make a how-to book. But no one reads these days. I should just make a, well, I guess I'm already making a video stream of content. Maybe I edit it down. I'm deviating. I'm using a different marker just because it happened to be close. It's just a uniball. You can sign contracts, write letters with this. It's also waterproof and fade proof. And it's got a decent sized nib on it, tip. And it's pretty good for kind of sketching roughly this size. Can't do anything too detailed. It's not that thin, but it is convenient. Pull that up so I can see. That's probably the happiest Joker I've ever drawn. It's weird. It looks different on camera than it does in real life. It's interesting. The angles. Yeah, I'll give a shout out to what's his new handle? Art Direction or something like that. Victor's new. Victor, what did you change it to? Drawing Attention. So Drawing Attention, you should post a link to your YouTube page. He actually compiles a lot of art, not just mine, but other artists, and then he edits them down. I keep telling my kids, like, why don't you edit down my stuff? And I'll put it up, and they're like, okay. And then they never do it. Or even like the gaming streams, like take like 3 or 4 sessions, edit the best parts out, or edit the best parts in, and put that up, so people don't have to kind of endure all the technical difficulties and can get to the more interesting bits of content. All right, so that's that. I'm going to go in and This is what is this? This is Sakura. I believe it's Sakura. It's called Xeno, which means foreign, and it's got Korean written on there. Pink un boss, pinkle boss. I'm showing you my very poor Korean. I've probably mutilated half that. It's a phonetic language, so I can sound it. I know what the characters, how they're supposed to sound. I don't know what it means once you splice it all together or say it fast enough. Drop some shadows in here. Actually, could even do a session just on that. Where do you put shadows in? Where are they the most meaningful? Why do you hold your breath when you're drawing? All good tutorials to do. All right. Very different kind of Joker. I want to keep it with this kind of rough and tumble kind of approach. Next one would be Shazam. Now, did one of the mods, Jonah, still hasn't responded. My settings always get mixed up. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was responding to a whisper. This actually, the setup I have here in my office actually runs the best because I don't play games on this machine, and so I'm not switching things around. I just had a bad connection when I launched. So Janella, or Joannella, calls out the Shazam piece and then logs off. Mic drop. I'm just erasing some of the lines. I like to keep some of the pencil lines in there because it's a sketch, and I like to see the underdrawing. But sometimes they get in the way of proper reading what's there. So I'll get rid of some of the more egregious ones. So that's number one. Struggling with anatomy. Please help. Answer. Practice more. That's all the. Yep, that's my answer. Practice more. There's more to it. You can practice more. It definitely helps. But there's some good books. George Bridgman. I should put a link on that page. Guide to Life Drawing. I think the book I got from the library was like this thick. I think they sell that whole book in smaller chunks or pamphlets. So, still no response. The Jim Lee Guide to Life, to Comic Book Art, and it's like this gigantic book. And the first page says, "Practice more," and then the second page, and every subsequent page, blank pages. I think I could write that book. Metal is awesome. Okay, Janelle has dropped out. I'm going to try to read that person's mind. Anyway, the George Bridgman book was the one that kind of unlocked it for me. It made a lot of sense. I had looked at like Bern Hogarth, and I didn't really click with that. And there are other books, but the George Bridgman approach was really to not worry about individual muscles, but look at sort of the overall shape of a group of muscles, whether it's the torso or the forearm. So very quickly, and I'll do this as a separate call out. If the head is an egg and the neck is a collar, like a collar, dog collar, priest collar, and the torso looks like this, or the upper torso, and the pelvis looks like that, and then the shoulders look like this, your bicep, triceps kind of look like that shape, which is kind of like a tooth if you think about it. Right, and your forearm looks like a hock of ham, Hock. When they would have whole pigs hanging in the butchers. And your palm looks like kind of an offset pentagon, offset in that the point is closer to the thumb than the fingers. And your fingers look like popsicles. Your thigh looks like kind of a football with the ends cut off. And your kneecap looks like a ring, a signet ring, or calf. Ball of the ankle, sock, toes, right? Knowing what these 3D shapes are allows you to rotate them in space, if you can visualize it. And so that turn to the side is here. The tricep would be right there. This hock of ham, there's an opening there, so that goes there. Your offset pentagram And your popsicles or carrots. There you go. And then you just connect up the torso to the abdomen, or the torso to the pelvis. Yeah, I'm getting some drop frames, about 3%. Oh, it's lagging. I just went through a burst. I also have 3 people hardcore gaming in the other room, so maybe they're... You know what? Can I switch over to 720? Hold on a second. I wonder if I could change it on the fly. Okay, I think I changed the resolution. No, it's happening on my end. I think it's the gamers. Those damn kids, get off my lawn! That's another reason to stream at 10 in the morning. They're usually asleep on Sunday. Signally. All right, so we're going to go and do... excuse me. Shazam. And we don't have... New 52. I'm going to go with New 52. All right. The Shazam casting is awesome. Zachary Levi. He was actually at the Halloween party we had at our house. He came by. So that was pretty cool. Very tall guy. Well, normal height. I'm short, so he seemed very tall to me. Hello from Poland. We can do a poll? Renee, I didn't know we could do a poll. All right, let's... Did Yucko behave himself? Yes, actually, Yucko, whose real name is Roger Black, extremely sweet guy. When I first met him, I thought, like, for sure, this guy, the recurring character on the Howard Stern show, I thought he'd be just like as acerbic and caustic and rude as he is on the show, but sweetheart of a guy, and that's always interesting in the entertainment business when you meet people and then you see their real personalities. So Renee, you want to run that poll? I'll put that picture up of Zachary Levi at the party. But I think he's got the right personality for the character, kind of wholesome and approachable. Is Renee running a poll? Oh, there it is. There's the poll. All right, I'm going to go vote. All right, let's see. Ooh, there's 5 people that voted. Come on, guys. Go check it out. Refresh results. 9 votes. Zach Levi's playing Billy Batson as well. He's just going to bend down a little. He's got to bend down a lot. All right. I'm just going to refresh it one more time. And Looks like Classic wins by a hair. Nope, New 52 wins. I'm just refreshing like mad here. Classic wins. It's so close. Yeah. Recovering from a cold, thank you. It's dead heat 50-50. I get a different answer every time I push the button. This is fun, right? Could just do this all day. New 52's pulling it out. 16-15. Everyone vote. Your one vote can make the difference. Oh, looks like New 52's pulling away by 2 extra votes. All right, New 52 it is. All right. Frankly, it doesn't look that different. I mean, except for the hood. And if I keep the hood down, it would look the same, wouldn't it? Again, I'm just drawing from reference. I'm looking at the screen of a shot, but I'm drawing at a different angle. But maybe he will have the hood on. And got some. Okay. How long did it take to become better? Still working on it, Cash. Kirby Crackles. Yeah, there should be Kirby Crackles. All right. He's got kind of these pointy eyebrows. I think even the Alex Ross Shazam had that. Interesting. Looking at like some of the action figure reference. Okay. connection's okay on my end right now. Oh, it goes in and out. It goes green, yellow, red. Kind of sucks. I have like the highest kind of data package. They might be streaming a movie or something too. Downstairs. I'm just gonna have to buy a new house and move into it just for you guys, for Twitch. Make sure I have that broadband connection I need. I have to forego all the clone I get for Christmas, but you guys are worth it. All right. Kind of give him a bigger chin. He doesn't have a spit curl. It looks like he's got a little bit of a lightning strike going on in his hair. We will be your new family. All right. He's got kind of the wider cheekbones here. So a hint of hair underneath. Collar. Okay, comes like that. He's got two medallions. I drew that one smaller than this one. You're an amateur, Jim. There we go. Looks like there's some sort of ancient pattern on there. So we're just going to finesse it a little bit. Make something look patterny without actually knowing what that pattern is. I'm sure the pattern was all well intended. Janella's back. How to take kids to school. School? Look at us. Where's Janella live? Must be in Asia. Am I correct? the Philippines. I would consider that part of Asia. So what I've chosen to do with him is kind of give him a more of a barrel chest, meaning he's not muscular. He's more old school, kind of just like, well, he's gonna be muscular, but I'm saying he's gonna have hopefully a different kind of anatomy where he's just kind of bulky without being cut, but easier said than done for sure. Have I ever drawn Shazam before this? I think I've drawn him once or twice as a convention commission or sketch or something like that, but I don't know if I've ever drawn him in a story. Huh. It's interesting that cape does not, the yellow border does not extend. Where does it? I think there's some right here. All right. And the toy doesn't seem to be there, but I'm making it happen. Remind me next stream to disconnect my phone. I always forget. As you can see, I'm sort of greeking out the hands. And what I mean by greeking out is that I'm just sort of just doing some bare bones kind of construction lines. And the reason why is I'm going to go back in with black and inks and kind of fill some shadows. And it's going to help define what those hands are. So I'm not going to go in and do a lot of detail on the hands, only to see it all kind of covered over. Maybe I made that chin a little too big. I'm going to shave that down a little bit. Okay. Let me get a brush. I'll be right back. Hold on. Yeah, it's not from your end. I'm looking at the OBS and the drop frame rate is like 15% right now. Is Demon Girl here? Kelsey, are you here? Oh, hey, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. That's I saw the Squidward drawing. It's finished. It's sitting there on the other room. I can mail it out for you, Kelsey, if you want. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. It's kind of a bare bones drawing, so I'm gonna give it a little, make it a little snazzier. First off, I'm gonna use this pencil to create some shadows, and I'm gonna do an uplighting effect. So the side of that nose is gonna cast a shadow up on that face. You're gonna see some shadows kind of right here, where the light hits this cheek. It doesn't quite crest the cheek, and so you get like a shadow on this side underneath the eye socket. That space between your lips gets a little bit of a shadow. You get a little bit on the side, almost like a kind of a half mustache. Of course, you want to make sure it doesn't look like a mustache. And then top of the chin, side of the mouth. Right? And then even maybe all the forehead gets one. So the light is coming up here. Who do you think was the MVP, Demon Girl 00? C to B1T. Are you a professional artist? Are you someone I know? Okay. Oh, Overwatch World Cup. Got it. Who won? South Korea won? Do you draw better when you are focused? Absolutely. Yeah, the drop frames are still an issue. It's literally going, my flash indicator, it's going from red, yellow, red, green. I think Brittany might be home too, and she might be streaming something. So I think we're going to go back to that 10 o'clock because Sunday afternoon is just too busy, obviously, of a streaming day here at the Lee household. All right, so I have the brush, I have some ink, I have water bottle cap. Okay. Some Kleenex, slightly used. 2 hours of baking. Oh yeah, you know what? I do want to get all the kids. We'll do a cooking stream. We'll make one entire meal that you guys can make at home with us. I like to cook fairly simply, meaning nothing that requires like creating sauces that take days and things like that. So I'm going to start with the background here. I'm going to do Kirby Crackle, but I'm going to also do kind of like this electricity in the air. That's what I'm kind of seeing right now. Okay. You can already see how the light, when you paint or draw, the eye's going to go towards white. I think that's just the way our brains are wired. Because those are the threats, right? Things that come out of the nighttime or the darkness. Those are the creatures that will come and eat the primitive caveman. And so we artists rely on that hard wiring in the brain to do things like this so that your eye, it creates this sensation of movement and excitement and yeah, I was joking. This is not a used Kleenex. And we're just going to fill in this area over here. Okay. Right there. Crispy egg roll, give me crap. I use the tissue effect. No one else does, so might as well run with it. A smudge stick, yeah. I use smudge sticks with charcoal and stuff. But there's a lot of fancy stuff you can buy that you can just replicate using, compasses. You can use like a CD disc, coins. Straight edges are just another piece of paper. So the light source is actually this thing on his chest here. And I'm going to go kind of crazy with white out when it gets time, appropriate time. We started late, so I'm going to run it. Wait, 2:30 to 2 to 3:30. We've approached the hour and a half, but I'm going to go a little later because we started late. And I apologize about the stream. No, it's running good now. Maybe they stopped gaming. I bet they did. Lucas literally got to level 17 overnight in Destiny 2. He was playing it pretty hardcore. I was just checking out the visuals. It looks great. I mean, the first game looked great too. I loaded it up, created a character. That took like an hour. Went outside, got killed, and kind of lost interest. But that's just that genre, that kind of futuristic sci-fi genre is not one of my favorites. I mean, just from personal taste. I like the more realistic. I unplug their systems. That's the way to go. No, I heard there's a new Irish. The new Overwatch character's Irish. So here's the thing. I follow this stuff. I'm just not up on the latest. Right? Like someone at the office was our social media person. Was like, hey, look, you can in Instagram you can actually now do live streaming with another buddy, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I'm sure I'll do it at some point. There was a time when I was up on all that stuff, and so I'd be like, oh, they introduced the new latest character, or power, or this or that, and I think it's just a function of my age. You just get to the point where That's cool. It's but not so cool. I have to know immediately. That's what I have kids for. They tell me what's cool. Tell me what's up. Okay, and now I'm just spotting some blacks here where shadows would be. And maybe dry brush that arm to hint some suggestion of light. But I'm actually going to go black on the forearm for the most part. And then when I come to here, like I was saying before, I'm going to black out most of this fist. And you'll see hopefully at the end why I did that. But these are mostly all the true black, the darkest black shadows right now. And this arm's going to cast a shadow on that forearm here. Like that. 1 second. Do you cover mistakes with shadows as well? Well, I'm doing a sketch like this, yes, but when I draw a page, you can't count on the shadow fixing it because you can't see if it did or not a lot of times, and so you have to work it out. On something like this, I'm really kind of drawing with ink at this point. And deciding kind of on the fly what's going to be black or not. And as I make those decisions, they inform other decisions. Like, well, if I go black here, should I make the inside of that cape black? Probably not, because then his legs will disappear. And then I go, well, maybe his legs should disappear. Maybe it should all kind of go to black down here so the focus is up here. Still might do that, I don't know. I try to do something dramatic. Let's see what happens. Kind of have this idea, and as I start executing on that idea, like this leg is gigantic compared to the other one, so I have to fix that. So this is a little bit more improvisational than when I draw for real. No, for real, I mean professionally. Okay, let's see. Knuckle line on the hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Uncast a shadow. Now this cape is going to cast a shadow right there and right here. Okay. Almost creating like kind of ink blots with the side of the brush to create the metallic reflection look. The lightning bolt album, meaning in general, the way I've drawn it, like it's projecting from the chest. Well, it's offset. It's not. It doesn't go down to the center. It goes off to the side. Okay. So I've got this. What am I going to do? I'm letting my brush dry out a little bit. Let's try this. And then what happens if I... start drawing abdomens. Abdominal, what am I saying? Abdomens. Abdominal muscles with the dry brush here. And kind of push this dry brush further over, so I'm kind of drawing with gray ink. Okay. I think I am going to go dark with the cape underneath, and so his legs will kind of disappear, I think. We'll see what happens. Okay, and then that allows me to take this arm and just kind of make it disappear into the blacks that I've created off to the side. Glad you guys are feeling it. I'm less certain of the outcome. Excuse me. What might I do? A smurug. Draw a page. Alright, if I draw a page, it's so slow, you guys will be like, okay, I'm out. It's pretty boring. Because, I don't know, all I can say, it goes much slower than drawing. And this is actually going kind of slow, but drawing a page, I mean, the way I would do that is I would just set it up and just have the camera on, and I wouldn't talk at all. It would just be drawing, and you could just watch. People could watch. Kind of like a fly in the wall, but you'd see me get up, you'd see me eat my ramen at 1 in the morning, you see me lay down for a nap, wake up at 3 in the morning, start drawing again. Okay, so I just kind of put a little bit of gray underneath that fist. I would so watch. That's kind of creepy. Sure. If there's a day where I know I have to be up all night to get a page or a cover done, I could just stream that. I could do a cover. That would take like 5 hours. But checking the channel, conversing, even as lightly as I'm doing it today, it does slow you down, and so that's why you probably couldn't do it on a protracted basis unless you weren't responding to chat. Like if it was literally on and it was just sort of like you guys were flies on the wall, and so there's a cast shadow across this leg. And we're just going to go to black in here, see what happens. Now, it's kind of turning into a little bit of a mess down here, but I do have a plan. And I say that because if I didn't have a plan, I would start to panic. So I'm just saying I have a plan. I don't know what that plan is, but just by saying I have a plan, I feel better. You should too. I am a trained professional. Maybe just create these problems to see if you can get out of it. Not get out of it, but what you can do to kind of resolve it, because in the end, it's a drawing. Me against a piece of paper. I shall not be defeated. The Art of TK, welcome in. It will involve whiteout, yes. Crispy egg roll should also talk smack about that, I'm sure. A particular set of skills that make people like you draw jealous. That's interesting. Oh, George Broussard. Hey, man, how are you? He's another comic pro that, right? Who plays PUBG. Kind of lifts my spirits that you have the same feelings I have in the middle of a sketch. No, I feel very confident this will turn out fine. I'm just, yeah, yeah, yeah. I can save the patient. The patient is fine. I won't really know what I have until I fill all this in with black. And I'm about to do that now. I feel like it's time for the Kleenex. Courtesy of Crispy Egg Roll. Because it's a lot faster. Cool, thank you. Spence 52. Good thing I didn't become a doctor. That's right, Kelsey. I'd be like, ooh, I don't know. This does not look good next to your heart, that big gash. I'm sure I can fix it. I'm sure it'll turn out fine. I've done it before. Sure. Just creating down gray value here. Gray values. Doing some thigh work there. Kneecap down here. Some core shadows down the middle. Kind of casting that arm a little more into shadow there. Core shadow in that reflected metal. A little underlighting on that round dot. I'll keep missing it. I'll have to do that by hand. Some cast shadows here. Underlighting. And right there where the form turns on the abdomen. Okay. Maybe darken up those abs just a little bit more. Okay. Happy clouds. Happy black Kleenex. All right. Okay, so this is so if you kind of squint at the piece, you sort of see the light. The light's coming from his face, the chest area here. And so now, in the remaining time that I have, I will re-add in some of the details. And then use some white out too. And by adding details, I mean some rendering there. Looks like there's some lines here. And looks like there's some lines that come off his torso, like ribbing. Excuse me. They definitely have to stop gaming. It's all green. Oh, no. Spoke too soon. Red. What sucks is that when I put on Twitch, it'll be what's streamed as opposed to a recording I could have made that would have been glitch free. If I just recorded this, pre-recorded this. Okay. Excuse me. If we did a live cooking stream, would we get more people tuning in than a gaming stream or less? What's the consensus? Have you ever created a technique that has not been used before in drawing? So people have been drawing since caveman times. Charcoal burnt sticks on cave walls. I'm the first artist to use Kleenex, I'm pretty sure. That's my contribution. No, other people haven't even done that. It's hard. It's hard. I would cook spaghetti with meatballs. I would get Kelsey to make some baguettes. Get Brittany on the salad. And I make the meatballs from scratch, the red sauce from scratch. I actually prefer the dried spaghetti over fresh pasta. So if I draw something where I feel like it's gotten away from me, I start to sweat kind of internally. I'm dry as a cucumber. Whoever made that phrase? Is that a phrase? Am I just making it up? A Kleenex emote would be dirty, but that's a good idea. I should do one. I have some room for it. Lulaboo? Cool as a cucumber, that's it. I'm sorry, my English skills are just weak. Although, no one uses that phrase anymore. Like half the phrases I say have died out. Language, it's an ever-evolving, living thing. So adding a little detail and structure to the fist that's down here, right? Even though it's mostly in black, I just want to make sure that all the elements are good. I might come in with white out and just kind of spot highlight some of that stuff there. So, okay. Excuse me. I'm gonna dry. I gotta wash this brush before it dries. I'll be right back. Hold on. All right. Let's see if I can allay some concerns about the lightning bolt. Let me just shave off a little bit over here. So I'm running over here. Kind of fix some of the values that I have over here. You guys know about value? You understand what value is? Values are shades of gray. So when you talk about color work, there's colors, hues, and value. Value measures sort of the darkness of a color. A color is, the color. So yellow, red, blue, orange, or whatever. A hue is a particular type of color. So like a blue-green or baby blue, cobalt blue, right? And then value represents how much darkness, if you were to convert it into a grayscale, it would be organized, the colors would be organized by value from dark to light. And those are all important terms. When you critique other people's work, you sound like you know what you're talking about, and people respect you for that. Or they're good terms to know because they will enhance your understanding and knowledge of art and how to improve it. And then there are warm colors, cool colors, which always mystified me as a kid. Like, what are they talking about? And very simply, warm colors are red, orange, yellow. Cool colors are blue, purple. All right. All right. Yeah, stream is lagging. I've been having issues with my internet service. Okay. So the black areas are done. And now I have to pull out the details again. I'm just going to erase some of the details right there. First off, the obvious stuff, the mistakes where it went over the line. No problem. Take care of those right away. And you'd be amazed at how just doing this basically tightens up some of the forms and structures. Makes things look 3D. Okay, and then rim lighting, especially on metal. Little highlights of this kind of pull out things, make them feel three-dimensional. Sorry. And then along the details of the lines themselves here. It's actually a pretty wide tip on this Pentel, but if it's crusty enough, you can draw on the very edge. You can kind of skate on the very edge of that metal nib, and it allows you to kind of get very thin lines. Right? Jay Kavner. Just those 2 lines on the belt made a huge difference. Wow. Well, that's why I wasn't sweating. I'm still not sweating. I should sweat. No. All right. So now watch. So if you create metal, this is like Colossus and all those other characters. Not working with me. Just a very, very thin line. On the segmented pieces makes a huge difference. Right? What is that bird thing? I don't know what he's talking about. All right. Okay. His chest is right there. Do a very simple suggestion of that torso. And then you have these lines here that cut across. All right, now this hand needs to be fleshed out more. Go all white with the thumb there. Kelsey, you can't have a sketch contest and not send the sketch out. Poor form. I'll have her send that Squidward. Okay. Now for this down here, is gonna have to kind of white out the tips here. Okay. highlights. A little bit of a highlight here. A little bit of rendering into space. Okay. Now, the thing with his face, kind of want to change the light on his cheek. It's running up very high. Excuse me. Or maybe I won't do the uplighting. Let's try this. I don't know if I like that either. Okay, let's go back. You know what I'm going to do though? I'm going to switch pencils from that blunt one to a sharper one. If I can find one within reach. Okay. So I can get like finer details. Right. Okay. And we're just going to thin some of these lines down and bring up that form. All right. All right, now I got to do the curvy crackle. Okay.
Okay. And now sorry guys, got a message from my wife. Okay. Yeah, I apologize, but the stream's going in and out. I'm seeing it from my end here. It's from me. So you guys are okay. Okay. You just kind of put these lightning strikes, excuse me, wherever you feel is appropriate. But it's just abstract art. You want to kind of create a rhythm. Right? And then this dome thing, I forgot about that. And I think it comes from his bracelets too, his gauntlets. Right? Which kind of like because it helps kind of unify the piece compositionally. Brings kind of a circular element. Sorry, I think I was doing that off. Allows me to also kind of position the arms there a little bit. Okay. Thin out that line a little bit. Now I just have to add the sparkle, the splatter, and then we're done. If I can find a toothbrush. I'm just going to use a card. Where's my trusty Starbucks card? There we go. They are Star Wars figures on my mantle, correct. those were happy accidents. Oh, I usually do this on a flat surface. But for the sake of Twitch, I do it vertically challenged. Or horizontally challenged, actually, right? Okay, and then just a little bit over here, and to the right too, but not too much. I don't want to compete with the lightning. Okay. Oh, got to clean it for this. All right, so this is going to be, I was down one sub 25 from last time. So to make things right, this will be a sub 25. And I will try to do 3 quicker ones. I don't know if you guys can decide whether you'd like to see fuller sketches or the quick headshots. The quick headshots are faster, obviously, for me, and it's easier to get more done. But at the same time, it's kind of fun to do a larger piece and kind of show you more of the figure work, more of the composition, right? Headshots are really just kind of like fancy signatures, right, or complicated signatures. Okay, so I'm going to, before I sign off, I want to thank all the people that subscribed, cheered. I see Hope's last wish also cheered again, so he or she will have, I think it's a she, will have first choice of character for next week. Maybe do one headshot, one half full. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll just mix it up. I'm, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just doing this kind of for fun. And I noticed when I was just doing just headshots that it got a little repetitive, and so my chance to kind of mix things up a little bit. How do you cheer toast? I also count the. I think people also can donate by hitting that sack on the first page. My son created that, so I want to thank Renee and Kate for modding. It's very late over in Switzerland, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm like looking over here, thanking you guys. Thank you, Kate and Renee. Renee is not really his name. That's his nickname here. And thank you guys all for tuning in. Later start. And next week I will be here at the usual time, probably 10 a.m. Pacific time on Sunday. All right? So good luck, everybody. I think everyone's loaded in. Yeah, so I didn't put that sack of cash on the main landing page. My whole family, we kind of work on this together. So I said, all right, go ahead, set it up. And then he grabbed that image. And so it looks a little out of sync with all the other visual graphic elements, but it is what it is, right? It's still frozen? All right, here we go, guys. Good luck. You have to be a sub 25, so right now I have it set to subscribers. 5, 10, 25s will win, but you have to prove that you're a 25 by posting this Batman. That's a sub 25 only emote. MJ Lamb use it and things like that. So here you go. We have a Zombie Geef. Zombie Geef. I think Zombie Geef is also a streamer, an art streamer as well. Zombie Geef. Are you 25? Do we know? I don't think so. Do we need to re-roll? I guess we have to re-roll. Yeah, I think. Okay, congrats. He's got it. Yeah, I would say if you sub after the roll, it's invalid, right? So I don't think he subbed right away and did that. No, but I think Zombie Geef. I'm pretty sure you have your own. Yeah. He just misspelled the emote. I think you can follow him. I think he has his own Twitch stream where he draws and talks about his artwork as well. So I'm gonna send him a message right here. So if you're into art and want to follow other streamers and kind of continue to support the art community here on Twitch, give him a follow. All right, so thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you probably later this week. I'm gonna get my computer fixed. I'll probably be on maybe Thursday night. We'll see. Thursday night, and I think Brittany will be on here, a little extra there. And I think Brittany will be on Thursday as well. Well, just check the events. If you go to the page, you'll see events. All right. So have a great night, guys, and I'll see you guys soon. All right. Bye.